This incredible
Testing 1 2 test
this
1 2
incredible
3. All right, how you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Wednesday, December 22nd. Hope you have yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by bballpicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. Sign up today and follow the top scorers right now at bballpicks.com, and that would be Zach Reed at 800, Miss Denica 776, and there's It's a Maine's World, Jermaine Brown at 772, and those are your top three pickers right now at bballpicks.com. Your top scorer right now at hockeypicks.com is, let's go to hockeypicks.com, the top scorers, and your top scorer is Gary Unger. Mags is at 821, and there's the Chuck 5252 sitting in third place at hockeypicks.com. No games today, so I've got to take out these games right here. But you can follow my picks and everybody else's picks right here at bballpicks.com and hockeypicks.com. All right, hopefully you guys are having yourself a good start to your day. Computer's a little slow here today, so you might see a little bit of lagging into the show, but hopefully we can get this show off without a hitch. But hopefully you guys are having yourself a good start to your Wednesday. It is December 22nd. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It's a snowy day here in the nation's capital. A little bit of flurries going here, but we're 3 days away from Christmas. And the next 10 days will be a lot of junior hockey. If you're into junior hockey, the World Juniors are going on. You got the bowl games. You got the races in the NFL. And we got a lot of good things going down the stretch. So should be a lot of fun the next 10 days or so, watching a lot of hockey. Hopefully the NHL will be back by the 26th. Basketball, we got some good basketball games, and World Junior Hockey, NFL, so it should be a good time. All right, right now I want to welcome everybody into the bullpen. That's what we call our chat room, and people who come into the bullpen are people like John Peresco. How you doing, Johnny? Gloria K, the Breakfast Club, and that's what we're affectionately known as, the Breakfast Club here, courtesy of Gloria K, which she comes in with her beautiful entry every day and says, good morning, Breakfast Club peeps, and good morning, Gloria K. Hope your dad's doing better. I know she's been going through a little bit of rough time with her dad, so we'll send him a lot of love and prayers for him. Underdog Sniper, there's Ball Cash from the ATL. How you doing, Ball Cash? He comes in with all his big money of cash, as you can see. Always love that. The Network's in the house. How you doing, Network? I don't think I've seen the Network in a while. And Bien Trabajo, how you doing? Early Pearlies? Early Pearlies for Bien Trabajo. That's a good one right there, Pearlies. Hey, Bien Trabajo. You're loud and clear, teacher. Let the Breakfast Club begin. Okay, good. I wasn't sure. I was getting a little nervous there. I was firing up the Streamlabs and everything was freezing on me. I said, oh no, not another day like this. I might have to look into a more powerful CPU there over the. Hey, maybe it's a good time to buy a new computer, right? With maybe some Christmas deals there. So I'll have to look into that. And if you got any recommendations of powerful computers, make sure you put them into the chat room, because I normally buy Dell, but at this point now, with the way the CPU's been going, I'm open to anything. All right, Johnny Peresco got kicked off. Sorry. Hey, Ray, can you break down the Boston-Cleveland game? Says Fatty. Yeah, we'll be doing that there, Fatty Kalaja. And who else in the house here? We got Luigi. Good morning, Luigi. How you doing? Everyone took my 3-team parlay, so I guess Luigi had a pretty good day yesterday. Fatty's from Brussels, and Merry Christmas to all you guys, says Fatty Kalaja from Brussels, Belgium. Hey, we got some people from Belgium. Hey, Fatty, send us some chocolate, all right? Hey, we know the Belgians are known for. Is Brussels in Belgium? Maybe I'm on my geography is a bit off here, but I thought Brussels was in Belgium. But yeah, if it is, send us some chocolate, eh? Michael Robertson's in the house. Good morning, Michael. And so hopefully you guys had a good night. I went 1-1. I had Minnesota, which, they were down by 15, 17 points in the second, third quarter, and then they came back to make a game out of it. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And we did get the loss last night as Dallas came back to win that game. And I had the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay, man, thank God I got hockey. It's the only thing saving me right these days. My football season's not going as planned. Basketball, you know what? I can't complain. Basketball, I'm over about 55, 56%. But NHL, that's where the bread is buttered on these days, right? My NHL selections. And so it's been pretty good. Been pretty happy. Having a lot of fun with my STP, Situational Timing Position. Done a lot more homework. And I'm going to bring a 30-day challenge. I don't know if I'm going to do it after the holidays. I think I might do it after the holidays because of all the COVID. But I'm going to do a 30-day challenge with you guys. And I'm going to ask you guys to do this. We're going to take 30 days and we're going to make 1 or 2 plays a day. And we're going to separate those plays. One column is just going to be straight up factors, straight up games. You're going to pick your line with the money line. And then your other column, we're going to do the point spread. And after 30 days, I want to see how you guys have done. I'll show you what I've done. I'll post my examples. I think I'll do it after the holidays or after the Christmas break. But I want to do a 30-day challenge because I want to see, not just from myself, but from you guys as well, in spread sports. Is it worth just playing money line, picking and choosing your spots, or is it the point spread? Is it really good, playing the point spread, right? So I'm debating these days. This is the one thing, every time I get into the research and development mode, and I like to do these trials where, all right, I'm going to do 30 days of just picking straight up basketball, no point spread. And if I do play point spread, it'll probably be just underdogs, right? But I want to see from a money line point of view and a point spread point of view what the outcome will be. And you know what? Sometimes you got to do these trial and error things to see, and having you guys do it as well. And because it's I always say, right, all of us stronger than one of us. And I think if we all do it together, then everybody will pick their own separate games, and then we'll see at the end. I guarantee you. It's sports betting. Hey, here's a news bulletin. Sports betting is tough. Hey, as we know, sports betting is tough. But we're always in the pearl finding business right here at the Raymond Report, and we're going to find some pearls here today. All right, so let me know what you think of the 30-day challenge, the straight up and the point spread factors. I'll do a demo sheet, and then I'll post it here on the YouTube channel, and then you guys can see it, and then we'll do a 30-day challenge and see how everybody's doing with their straight up factor games and their point spread factor games, and I think that will be a good one. There's OG Wheat. Good morning, great people. How about some pearls there, Coach? Yeah, let's get those pearls, OG. Hey, that's so anybody who's coming in for the first time and wondering, well, what's all these pearls he's talking about? So I've been in this industry since 1996. A good friend of mine, you might have some people might know Greg Dempson Sports. Well, we used to talk every morning, and we'd handicap our games, and he'd always say his clients, they don't call him to talk to him, they call to get the pearls, eh? He goes, Ronnie, you could be a Nobel Peace Prize award winner, but if you don't give them the pearls, they never come back. So that's what we do here. We always give you the pearls, so this way, you can get to the winner's circle at the end of the night. All right, we're going to talk about the sports betting index. We're going to talk about market value, the Bears and Bulls report. We're going to see which team is bullish and bearish in the NBA right now. We're going to go through the PVI SOS. I'm going to pick one game of the day and talk about the parity value, strength of schedule. I'm going to give you the forecast, the system forecast of today's only bowl game, the Armed Forces Bowl between Missouri and Army. The NBA game of the day will be the Cavaliers against the Celtics. We'll use the Raymond Report to break down that game. The value and percentage play, I did the chart right here for you guys, and I fixed it up yesterday, so if you noticed yesterday, I cleaned it up a bit. STP, we're going to take a look at the situational timing position of all the games here today. I'll let you know which game I think is in a good situational timing position to bet on that game. Again, when we talk about the Raymond Report, we talk about value, percentage play, and the performance cycles, and not every day is a Picasso, right? I always say, every day you wake up, it's like buying stocks, it's buying crypto. When the stock market is not in a good day, it's not a good day to buy stocks. And the thing is, you got to take that same mindset and analogy towards the sports betting market, and this is why we got to call it a market, right? Sports betting industry is a market, and that's why I take a lot of the analogies from the stock market, the crypto market, and I incorporate it into the sports betting market. And you're gonna see in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna do a little bit of a revamp on our front page. And like I said, I'm trying to get more geared towards the CNBC of sports betting, right? I want to take, the thing we do in sports betting is we learn from the past, right? And just because it's been done in the past doesn't mean it has to be done today. And sometimes you got to see things in a different light in the presentation. And the way I'm going to present the game matchups is going to be a little bit different. And you're going to notice that it's going to change your mindset a bit on some of the way that you pick your winners, right? And again, every team is an asset, and you got to find out if that asset is in a bullish, neutral, or bearish state today, and if it's good value, right? Value, percentage play, and the performance cycle. So that's part of the new STP. I'm going to go through the Ats Calculator. You guys let me know which game you guys want me to check out, and then I'll put in my selections today at bballpicks.com. All right, let's kick it off with the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And what we do in this segment is we take a look at the markets to see what the markets have been doing the last couple of days. And because there's only NBA going, and the NFL is, we had a couple of games last night. Hey, we feel spoiled, with all these Tuesday games. Now we're getting all restless. There's no Wednesday game, right? What do you mean there's no Wednesday game? You've been given games here for the last, 5 days in a row here. People, sports bettors don't need breaks. Hey, they reload, they refuel when they're. What is it in college football? So the good programs, they don't rebuild, they reload. That's the way sports better feels sometimes. All right, NBA, let's take a look at what came in the market last night in the National Basketball Association. 60% of the favorites won straight up and covered the spread. You don't see that too often, where the favorites also cover the spread of the same percentage point, right? 60%. And if you look at the 7-day average, 58.6% of the favorites have won, but look at the 7-day average on point spread, 47.1. So that is an 11 percentage point difference between covering the spread straight up and against the number. And if you look at the yearly average, 67 and 51, a 16% difference. And this is why, guys, we're doing this 30-day challenge. Straight up point spread. And we're going to pick our games. And the thing is, I'm not going to pick, when I do my 30-day challenge, I'm not going to be picking, minus 800, right? I'm going to pick my spots on certain money line games. And, there's games, certain days that the money line's not there and the pearls aren't there, then I just don't play them, right? But if on the percentage play, the point spread, the two columns I'm going to talk about, we'll figure it out. All right, so looking at the over-unders in the NBA the last 7 days, 55.9% of the overs have come in compared to 44.3. But if you look at the season average, 46.5 compared to 53.6. So, we played a lot of unders at the beginning of the year, and it's slowly catching up. Remember I said at the beginning of the year it was crazy. It was something like 65% of all the unders, remember? And I said, trust me, the bookmakers will adjust, and you'll see by the end of December, January, this will start figuring out the 50-50. And the bookmakers always, on totals, it's always amazing how they always get to the 50% range. All right, let's take a look at the NHL. Let's see what the markets are in the NHL. And I'm going to take a look at some of your comments right now. The Pacers were a rotten egg. Yeah, Pacers were a rotten egg. And that's why you got to look at the STP there, Johnny, because if the situational timing position of the games aren't there, you can't force picks, right? The one thing we're really bad at is as sports bettors, we tend to force a lot of picks, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Hey, if I'm right or wrong, just post it into the bullpen. Here, I'm giving you guys a lot of news bulletins here today. Hey, a lot of breaking news. Sports bettors are really trigger happy on betting every day, right? They like to force picks, and they don't know when to hold them and fold them type thing, as a good old Kenny Rogers song would say. But that's why you see here what I always recommend: action investment compared to sports investment. And if you're an action investor, then you beer and pizza money, right? It's just scratch that itch with that. You got something on the game, and if you're it's money you can afford to lose. But when you're a sports investor, yeah, you got to pick your spots, and yeah, you don't want to lose those games because those are your money shots, right? Hey, like those new SoFi commercials, right? Do your money dance. Hey, get me rocking and rolling in the morning when I hear those SoFi commercials. Hey, do your money dance. That's pretty funny. All right, you're right. Ron says Humazoo, LOL. I forced like a I forced that like a square peg in a circle hole last night, Johnny. That's a good one, John. Hey, yeah, and that's how, you know what? That sums it up for most gamblers right there. John says, he goes, I forced that game like a square peg in a circle hole, and that's in a nutshell. That's your square better, no pun intended, right there, eh, John? Hey. Hey, next thing you know, I'll get the Johnny Carson hook taking me out of here or something. I like the Brady Cook over passing yard. Hey, Coach, I'm here now. Sorry I'm late. I was doing some research on the Army game. All right, Rick. As long as you're doing some R&D, we always appreciate that, right? And you got to share that. All right, Underdog Cyber says, OG, my head is still healing from an accident a year ago. I don't have the concentration I used to. Just stay focused, 1 foot at a time, and take it a break, says Sniper. All right, Sniper. Mitchell, take the under in the Army game. It's look, Luigi with the key and lock here. Hey, I guess Luigi doesn't know the rules of the bullpen. Come on, Luigi, we don't post locks here. There's no such thing as locks. All right, the NHL last night, only one game, and we had that one. We had Tampa Bay, and you can see on the 7-day average in the National Hockey League. And you know what? It's when I do these reports right now, I feel like it's just. It's just with all this COVID situation and you know the NBA, the NHL, they're starting to look like farm teams, right? I feel like we're in exhibition mode. It's just that, you know, you watch an NHL game, you know, you're seeing rookies called up getting the winning goals or, you know, the first goal of the game, and it's like you're looking at NBA rosters and like, who's this guy? All right, didn't this guy play 10 years ago? They just signed him up. It's one of those things, right? And this is why in the sports betting ring right now, you really got to be an action investor. It's really tough to find not even tough. It's just the confidence level, knowing that, am I betting into a right play right here, right? Is the STP right? Is the situational position to timing position of this game a good time to bet on these games, right? So as you can see, the NHL, 60.7% of the favorites, 66.6% of the overs, and the puck line still doing well on the puck line, 63.1. All right, let's take a look at the market value index. Where's those Bulls at? Hey, where's my Bulls at? And I'm not talking about the Chicago Bulls. We'll take a look at the NFL right now, since we just finished Week 15 last night on a Tuesday, on a Ruby Tuesday, and today is a Hump Day Wednesday. And let's take a look at the Bulls report in the NFL. All right, so we only got, let me look at this, 4 teams that are bullish right now in the NFL, and that's why things are so unpredictable. You know, when you got teams that are bullish, and when I mean bullish in the NFL, these are teams compared to the NBA and NHL. The point spread in football, we do cycles of 3, where the other sports league that play every day, we do cycles of 7. So the teams that are bullish right now, Green Bay, LA Rams, Kansas City, and Dallas. And when you think about it, that's about right. Look at that, 10-4, 10-4, 10-4, 11-3. Your Green Bay Packers, after that Week 1 debacle, where was that? Remember, everybody was, I was one of them too, like wondering like what's going on. Rodgers doesn't go to training camp, no OTAs. You know, this could be a long year for the Packers. But what do we know as football guys, right? Look at the Packers, 11-3 right now. Who was that game that they got destroyed? Was it Jacksonville or Carolina? I think it was Carolina. I think it was, anyways, one of those teams out in the Florida that or out in the on the coast, on the East Coast, that we thought, you know what, this is gonna be a long year for the Packers. Not so. 11-3 to at the year, and you know, the only A team that are neutral right now are Tampa Bay, Arizona, New England, and Tennessee. And let's take a look at the B teams. Only one B team that is very bearish right now. When we talk bearish, they're 0-3. And that what comes with bearish team is low public confidence but high rewards, right? From a market psychology point of view. So right now, the only B teams that are not neutral are Baltimore and Miami. Hey, look at those Dolphins, right? They go, 0-6 to start, and now they're on a 6-game win streak, or 0-7. Look at that. On a 6-game win streak, the Dolphins. But, you know, they've had a pretty much of a cupcake schedule, even though there was a nice Baltimore win in there. But you look at the Dolphins win, it's been pretty been much of a cupcake process to get to a 6-0 winning streak. But still got to play those games. You still got to win those games, right? So they're doing something right. Now the C-type teams that are below 500, that are of notice, you know, the C-type teams in red here or pink, these are teams we expect to be bearish, right? We're talking about Carolina, Giants, Bears, Jets, Jacksonville. Now Detroit, Houston, Seattle, after last night's loss, These are teams that are neutral right now, along with Washington and Atlanta. So we'll keep an eye out on those teams this weekend. But the teams I'm looking at right now are the A and B type teams, neutral and bullish states for the NFL. Let's take a look at the NBA and let's see which team is bullish right now in the National Basketball Association. Bookies have to eat too, eh? Yeah, that's what my friend used to say about the track, right? I used to run into my buddy there at the Rideau Carlton. I say, hey, what are you doing here? Hey, horses got to eat too, so we got to go feed the ponies. I say, that's a good excuse to get out of the house. And so that was when I saw that, I think of my buddy Steve there. All right, morning, Isaiah Moore. How you doing, Isaiah? Rick Ruler likes the over in the Missouri team total of 23.5. And take a look here at the bullish teams right now in the NBA. Now, the bullish teams are that A-type teams. You can see Phoenix, Golden State, Brooklyn, Utah, Chicago, Cleveland. The Miami Heat are bullish right now. And for the B-type teams, you got Milwaukee, who's neutral. Memphis is bullish right now. So a B team in Memphis, they're on a 2-game losing streak, however. So you're getting them at the tail end of a bad bullish streak. So a bullish bear, maybe, eh? Is that a word? A bullish bear, because they're on a 2-game losing streak. So keep an eye out on the Memphis Grizzlies. They're one loss away from being back in the neutral cycle. And then you got Washington, who is very bearish. Atlanta, the C-type team. And the C-type team that's very bullish is Toronto. But keep an eye on that roster. No Scotty Barnes, no Champagny. There's a lot of guys missing for tonight's game for the Raptors. In fact, when I look at the Raptors, Birch, Achua, Banton, Barnes, Champagny, Draghi still out, Flynn, Johnson, Siakam, Trent, Van Fleet. There's your Raptor team. They're sitting on the bench. Eh? I think Toronto's going to be, that's the G team here tonight in Chicago. All right, so those are your teams today that are bearish and bullish in the NBA. Now let's go to the Parity Value, the PVI, Parity Value Index Strength of Schedule. And what we're going to do in this segment is we're going to pick one game, and I'm going to show you where we can find the edges on the strength of schedule of these teams. And let me just go to the dashboard right here. Sometimes, like I said, the net's the internet's a little bit slow here today. I don't know if it's my computer, but hopefully we'll get some action here. All right, what are you guys saying right now? Let me see here. Just trying to see the Beaver Lay them on the road. The Oser Beaver Lay Point them on the road, says Eric Jones, and 0-5 ATS road record. All right, let me see here. We're still waiting on our dashboard to load up. I don't know. Hopefully my internet's still on. Hey, that's not a good sign when I can't scroll around. There we go. All right, so let's go to the PVI SOS, and we're going to take a look at let's go to the game between Cleveland and Boston. Okay? Cleveland, Boston. We'll do Boston first, and then we'll do Cleveland. Now, Boston's at home against an A-type team in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the only thing I'm a little concerned is no Jared Allen here tonight. Hey, the Fro is not in the lineup here tonight for the Cavaliers. So when Boston's at home against those A-type teams, look at their record: 1-4 straight up, 1-3-1 against the point spread. The average score does favor the road team, 116-109. And look at that, Boston is a 5-point favorite here tonight. So if you're looking at the PVI SOS on tonight's game between the Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics, it doesn't look good for Boston on the perception and reality chart. As you can see here, the reality is they're 1-4 straight up, 1-3 against the number. The average score is 116-109. So they normally lose by 7 points. And but here's the good news: whenever they're a favorite against these A-type teams, they're normally a 2.38, but they're overvalued by 5.5. There's no way Jared Allen is worth 3 points, right? I know, unless there's some other key injuries out for the Cavaliers. So the starting lineup right now, you got Garland, Osman, Markkanen, Wade, and Kevin Love. Now Davis is out, Mobley's still out, Nembhard, Okoro, Stevens, Valentine, Windler. So you still got a lot of guys out, and this is what I mean, right? In a COVID situation, you can't be betting your sports investments, right? You got to be looking at action investment. Let's take a look at Cleveland going in tonight against Boston. which I believe is the Boston Celtics, a C-type team. That's right, they are a C-type team. That's because they are 15-16 on the year, and Boston at home this year 8-6. So when the Boston Celtics are Cleveland, sorry, when Cleveland's on the road against those C-type teams, they're 2-2 straight up, 3-1 against the point spread, 1-3 to the under, and the average score is 102-99 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So you can see here they normally win by 3. The average line as a favorite for them is 1.5. So as an underdog is 8.67. So normally when they're an underdog against those C-type teams, the average line is 8.67. So you're getting a pretty good +6 here tonight. So they're not meeting the perception chart right here of 8.6. You're getting 6. So we'll see what happens here tonight. And the average total is 217, and we're getting, 211 here tonight. So we're getting a low total. Maybe the under is where you want to lean here tonight between the Boston and the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, that is the PVI SOS, and you can get that by going to our website, go to the dashboard. And this is a good tool, guys. Again, when you want to see how a team does against an A, B, or C-type team in the Rain Report, and it's all about the percentage, right? You are what your record says you are. And Bill Parcells says right now Boston's not a good team, but he's saying the Cleveland Cavaliers are a pretty good team this year at 19-12, and they are 10-5 away from home. So Cleveland Cavaliers, even though they don't have Jared Allen tonight, are in a good spot. And against those C-type teams, they are 7-3 straight up this season. So Cleveland looking good tonight in Beantown. All right, let's go to the game between the Armed Forces Bowl. So I'm going to take a look at I'm going to go to my system forecast. I'm going to use my system forecast for this one here. We're going to go to college football. Now, the game tonight, so I saw last night, Texas San Antonio, they were having a great run, and then until you lose that one game, then it can go south real quick, right? Lost last night. They lose their bowl game, the Frisco Bowl. And Wyoming opened up remember I told you guys yesterday, I said Wyoming, there was 3 or 4 games. They weren't scoring anything at all, but they were saving it for the Idaho Bowl yesterday with a big win over the Golden Flashes. Now, tonight you got the Armed Forces Bowl between Missouri and the Army Black Knights. Now, Army losing to Navy in the Armed Forces Bowl. They're a 7-point favorite here this evening, and the total is at 54.5. Now, we went back to 29 games for Army, and look at this. Anytime we had they're labeled the home team, so a 3.5 to 6.5 point home favorite or favorite, totals between 54.5 to 57, and that team's coming off a loss straight up and against the number. And let's take a look at their win percentage, 68.9%, while Missouri only has a 20.6% based on 29 games. So we got Army winning here tonight by 11 points. We got Army winning by 11, the total landing on about 54. Maybe 54 going under. And then looking at the chance of covering, 58.6 for Army compared to 37.9. And if I use my Ats Calculator right here, let's go take a look at Army. So right here we'll use Missouri. And we'll go Missouri against the Army Black Knights. And survey says we have Army winning by 16. And the total landing on 55.82. So depending on who you trust more, the calculator or the calculator has both Army winning by 11 and 16, but the total we have 54 and 55. So a bit of a conflict right here on the total, but it does have Army winning here tonight in the Armed Forces Bowl. All right, let's take a look at that game between that was just a little break to talk about the Armed Forces Bowl. Now we're going to go right back to that game between the Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. We're going to look at this game more in depth, and we're going to see, as our good friend Fatty was asking, who do we like here? As long as it's Crapper, that's all we care about. As long as it was a Crapper, that's all we care about. Thomas Crapper. I don't know if I think I missed something. I know this is off subject. Did everyone know the guy's name who invented the toilet? His name was friggin' John Crapper. Hey, I'm starting to get wondering if you guys are on board. You guys are. You guys trying to send me a message? This show's going in the crapper there, Rick, or what? Ron ATS was spot on in the Lakers Suns total last night. ATS had at 199. The total was 224, and it was 198. Ah, awesome. Hey, I'd love to hear that. Hey, I'd rather hear that than my score going in the crapper there, eh? All right, let's talk about Boston taking on the Cavaliers now. The Celtics, a 5.5 point favorite here this evening. The over-under at 215.5. Forecast, going to lean with Boston in this one. 108 to 104, the over-under at 212.5. Looking at the Celtics, are 4-6 in their last 10 straight up. 4-5-1 against the number. The over-under is set at 5-5, so pretty much even in their totals. While Cleveland 8-2 straight up, 10-0 against the point spread in their last 10 games. Man, Cleveland. Well, you remember a couple days ago I was showing you guys the point spread teams. The best teams that were playing 3 games in 4 nights. The home records against the point spread, road record. Cleveland. I think Cleveland is one of those teams that has a really good road record. In fact, let me go to my standings here and compare them against the other teams in the NBA. And let's take a look right here. ATS. Boom, look at that. 12-3. Cleveland Cavaliers, the best road team in the NBA against the point spread. Well, that helps when you're 10-0 in your last 10. 4-6 to the under. Now, my line on the game, the value index, I had minus 5.9 for the Cavaliers. And we're getting a bonus here. We're getting plus 5.5. And again, I don't know if Jared Allen is worth, is he the one messing up this line here or what? Or is there more COVID situations that we don't know about in the game between the Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics? Minus 0.95 was my line here on the Boston Celtics. Chance of winning on the rain report on the Cal was 75 compared to 32% for Cleveland. And the chance of covering, though, 10%. That's because on the law of average prediction, because they're the best team in the NBA on the road and almost in the league, right? Are they the best team in the league covering the point spread? Yeah, look at that, 25-6. That's why their percentage play is very low at 10%. Now, they're on a 6-game winning streak straight up, 14 ATS. Wow, that is pretty impressive. And when you look at Cleveland on the season, 19-12. And they are 12-3 against the point spread on the road, 10-5 straight up, 7-8 to the over/under. While the Boston Celtics are 1 game below 500 at 15-16. They're 8-6 at home this season, 6-7-1 against the number, and 500 to the point spread. So when I look at the point spread numbers on the over/unders, that's where I find more of the balance, right? As you can see, Cleveland from an ATS standpoint, very tilted to one play, right? Now look at Cleveland's record. 2-8 straight up in their last 10 trips to the Gardens, and 3-7 against the point spread, where Boston home and away against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 7-3 straight up, but only 5-4-1 against the number, 6-4. So I'm seeing just the early indicators pointing towards the total, maybe where I should be looking at in this game. Anytime you got a home team that is a 3.5 to 6 point home favorite playing on 1 day's rest, that home team is 36-22 in the NBA this year, 30-28 against the point spread, 27-31 to the under. The Boston Celtics this season as a home favorite, 8-5 record, averaging 108 points for, 107 points against, so maybe 215. What's the total tonight? Total is 215.5, right? It's just amazing how these numbers always tend to almost look the same, right? Last time these two teams met was November 15th. It was a 98-92 victory for Boston. So that game went under. Now, let's take a look at this. This here's one of the tools that you have in the rain report. Let's take these two out here. Let's go overall. All right, so if you go overall, and I'm just going to show you guys something here. So let's take this one out. So we're going to take a look at the NBA. So far this year, the NBA home teams have won 54.9% of their games, 66.2% straight up home favorites. Home underdogs have won 34.1%. Now, road teams have won 45.02% of the road games, and they've won 65.8% of their road as a road favorite. And then road underdog 33%. Now, if you wanted to look at how they've done the last 30 days and compare it to the season total, you just click on that, and you can see everywhere. So 50% home teams the last 30 days compared to 54 on the season. So you got a 4 points difference right here. And then on the home favorites, so home favorites last 30 days compared to the season average is way down. Look at that, 13%. 53.2% of the home favorites have won straight up compared to 66. So not, if you like the road underdog in this spot, you can see the season average last 30 days not doing too well. Now, if you do this with the point spread, look at the difference last 30 days on the point spread. So this is the season average. Home, since Boston's a home favorite, 49.6. road underdogs, 50.34. And if you just click on this right here, now look at that. Home favorites the last 30 days have only covered the spread 44.8% of their games compared to 49.6%. And if you do road underdogs, right there, 50, almost 50-50, right? So a nice little tool to use, guys, when you want to do comparisons of the markets in the all these home favorites, road underdogs, home underdogs. These are some of the tools you get here with your Raymond report. All right, that's a good tool right there. Cleveland on the road this year against conference opponents, 5-1 against the point spread. And again, everything I'm going to show you guys, I'm looking more towards the total here. I'm trying to find if there's any pearls in the total. And you can see any NBA road team this year coming off 4 unders, 7-11 to the under. And for the, let me see here, any team in the NBA this year that scored exactly 103 points for in the last game, 5-11. And so let me take a look. One other tool I want to take a look at is go back here to the free. Now this is the free Raymond Report Lite. What I'm showing you here was the full Raymond Report. But if you want the light version, like Miller Lite, this is the light version. And is this the Boston game right here? No, let's go to Boston Cleveland. I thought I saw a good stat here this morning on this game. I know there was a really crazy stat. I don't know if it was this one or another game. Yeah, look at that. It was this game. And it's anytime you got a home team, a home favorite like Boston tonight, that's a 3.5 to 6 point home favorite playing on a hump day before a non-division game versus a conference opponent, and the last game went under, and they're coming off a home loss. The home team is 18-3 straight up, 17-4 against the point spread. Now, the only thing that scares me here in this spot is that we're playing against the best team against the point spread tonight in Cleveland, right? So that's the only thing that worries me. But look at the over, 14-7 to the over. Here we have a 13-12, but here we do have an under. But you know what? If I was to play this game here tonight between Boston and Cleveland, like this line just screams at me here. Why is a C-type team against one of the best teams in the business? But this is where you got to be a bit contrarian, right? And when you look at the Raymond Report, I always talk about value, percentage play, and the performance cycles. Even though Jared Allen is out, I still think Cleveland is the play here. Even though a lot of these numbers point towards Boston, I think Cleveland could be the play here tonight. All right, there's Daryl Turner, his other brother Daryl, who's telling us that Trae Young is out tonight. So Trae don't play defense, says Isaiah Moore. That's a good one right there. But yeah, so I think Cleveland plus 5.5 would be where I'm leaning in that game. All right, that's the breakdown of that game using the Raymond Report. And you can see a lot of good tools, right? A lot of good tools in the Raymond Report. Now, here's the percentage play chart of the day. And how we doing on time there? We're doing pretty good. It's only 36 minutes into the show. All right, let's take a look at the value and percentage chart of the day. Now, I'm going to do every game here. And what we do in this segment is we take a look at all the game matchups. And I'm going to tell you which game has value, no value, or fair market value. And then I'm going to tell you the team's chances of winning compared to previous games in the database that on the teams that are playing tonight that are in the exact situation that they were in the past from other previous teams, and the line in the total was. And I'm going to give you the league average. So if you look at this column right here, the cow, this is the chances of winning straight up. And this here is the league average of whenever a team is like a 3.5 to 6 point favorite. 88.5, 88-51 on the season, 63.3. So just a little heads up there, just to give you some of the abbreviations, what everything means. OU, in case you're new, is over unders. Okay, some people ask that. The VI, this is my value index. This is what I think the line should be according to my algorithms on what the line should be compared to the bookmakers. And then the confidence level, right? The PVI confidence level. We tell you that Cleveland's an A-type team that's in a bullish cycle right now. They've been bullish for 18 days. And to me, the more days you have in any cycle gives you a better confidence knowing that, that's who they are, right? That's what that team is. So when I look at Cleveland against Boston, you're looking at Boston a 6 point favorite. Now, earlier this morning it was 6, now it's 5.5. They are overvalued here tonight. Now, Boston's overvalued. I had them listed at minus 0.95, but you're getting good value on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I had them at minus 5.9, and you are getting plus 6. You got an A bullish team. Now, they've been bullish for 18 days, and the Boston Celtics have been bearish for 4 days. Bearish means they're not in a good cycle right now, and to me, they can't be trusted right now, right? Now, but here's the good news: if you do like Boston here tonight, because they are a favorite, any NBA home favorite of 3.5 to 6 points since 1996, and they're the totals between a certain range here of 211 and something. Those home teams have a 63.3% win percentage. Now, what I'm going to do, instead of going through all this and just putting you to sleep, I'm just going to tell you that the chances of winning for Boston tonight is at 69.7, and it's above the league average this season. The league average is 63.3, and they are 6 points above league average tonight, where the Cleveland Cavaliers are 3 points below the league average of 33.5 is the forecast for tonight's game, but the league average is 36.3, and that's just straight up. That's not the point spread, all right? So just some good information on that game. Orlando against Atlanta. Now, keep in mind, we just saw that there's no trade tonight, so what's the line on that game now? Do you guys have the line on that game? Is it still -8? And I'll just use this line, but because I don't know what the line is right now. If it didn't change, then this is good. But Atlanta overvalued here tonight. I had them at -1.4, and I had the Orlando Magic at +10.5. So Orlando not meeting the requirements of 10.5, so they are undervalued here tonight against the Atlanta Hawks. And you got a C bearish. Now look at this. They've been bearish for 63 days. You can't trust those type teams. And the chance of winning does favor the Atlanta Hawks at 73.6%. And the average is 68.6. So Atlanta is above the league average to win this game here tonight. Denver taking on Oklahoma. Now, the Denver Nuggets are overvalued here tonight. I had them at -0.5. So they're overvalued at 6.5. And the Oklahoma Thunder, I had them at 8.69, so they're undervalued at +6.5. You got a B neutral against a C neutral type team. So a team with a winning record against a team with a losing record. But the good news is they're both in a neutral cycle, and Denver in an 18-game neutral cycle, which is good. But the Thunder on a 6-game cycle. Now here's the interesting part. The team that is favored here tonight is not the one that has the chances of winning. Oklahoma. So when you're looking at this chart right here, and you're seeing that the Thunder have a 57.1% chance of winning compared to 55.8%, and you're getting points, so you're getting good value here on the percentage play. And this is why I keep talking on the Raymond Report, value, percentage play, and right now, the percentage play in this game does favor Oklahoma City. And look at that. We had them, normally the league average is 31.3, but the past teams that were in the exact situation that Oklahoma's in tonight, 57.1. So the Thunder, the only thing is they're +6.5, so they don't meet their requirement of 8.6, but still could be a good play here on the Thunder tonight. All right, Houston taking on Milwaukee. Milwaukee overvalued at 9.5. Adam listed at -2.8. They are B neutral, 7 days. While Houston, great value on the Rockets tonight. The only thing is they're a C bearish team. They're going through a bad cycle last 4 days, and the chance of winning does favor Milwaukee, 64.2 compared to 51.5. But if you look at the season average, it's 79.2. So they're not meeting the league average on the season of home teams favored by 9.5 to 12. Normally win this year 79.2% of their games. They are 42-11. Toronto taking on the Chicago, not the Cubs, but the Chicago Bulls, and -10, overvalued here tonight. That's because of all the injuries and COVID situations with the Raptors. Now, I think this is a really bad game to bet on. Toronto, they're bringing their G team here tonight. You look at that lineup, and they're all bench guys, right? So I think this is not a good game to evaluate because of their situation. Sacramento taking on the Clippers. -6.5 here is the line on the Clippers, so they're overvalued here tonight. I had them at +0.31, so they're overvalued against Sacramento. I had the Kings at +3.4, and you're getting good value on the Kings at +6.5. Now you got a B neutral team on 6 days, been neutral for 6 days, and you got C bearish on the team with Sacramento. They've been bearish for 4 days, and again, C equals bad team. Now, the chance of winning does favor the Clippers, but look at their chance of winning as a 6.5-point favorite. It's only 53.6. And when you look at some of these teams up here, -6 -8. They're in a 69-73. So there's something of previous teams that are in the exact situation the Clippers are tonight as a road favorite. These two teams are home favorites, but that's a road favorite, and they're 55. So 53 in the league average so far this year. The league average of NBA teams that are road favorites of 6.5 to 9, they are 63-31, 68.6%. So a lot of information right there, guys. But again, if you're looking for value percentage play, this is the chart you really want to look at, right? And when I look at this chart, the one thing I do notice right off the bat is, teams. I'm looking for, the A or B type teams that, everything in green. So this one here, the Clippers are the only B or A or B type team with a winning percentage tonight. So maybe the Clippers could be a good play here tonight if you use that type of research and development. Actually, you know what? Milwaukee, a B type team, 64. You got a C-type team with a 57. Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma right now, to me, from the value and the percentage play, probably the best. The only thing is you don't get a lot of value, though. You do get some value at 6.5, but they should be 8.6. So that's the only thing that holds me back from saying it's a great play from a value and a percentage play point of view. C, can't do it, Ron. C equals can't do it. Yeah, exactly. Isaiah says C-type teams can't do it. But, the thing is, with C-type teams, I very rarely put a C-type team in my premium picks because if I do, it's a mistake. And hey, I'm normal. I'm human. I do that sometimes. I'll look back and I'll go, crap, I just put a C-type team in my premium picks. It happens sometimes, right? And but I agree with you, Isaiah. I don't like betting on C-type teams unless it's C on C type crime, right? Unless you got a C versus a C, and you got a couple of C on C crimes tonight. You got Orlando, Atlanta. You have that's it. So the only C on C type crime you have is between those two teams tonight. All right, let's take a look at the timing chart. And what we do in this segment is it's called the Situational Timing Position, and this is new. And it's one of the things that I'm toying with my experience right now when I'm looking at matchups. I'm saying to myself, is this a good situational timing position game, right? Is this a good time to bet on these teams right now in the market? And what I'm looking for is, like, I'll give you an example. So Cleveland-Boston, right? Is this a good game to bet on? I don't think it is. I don't think it's a good game to bet on. One, you don't have Jared Allen in the Cleveland lineup. You got an A versus a C. You got a team that's bearish against a team that's bullish. Right there, but here's the thing. And the thing that's throwing me off in this game right here is this right here, the 5.5. You got a team with a winning record who's bullish against a team with a losing record that's bearish, that's going in the opposite direction, but the team that's bearish is favored, right? So that just throws me off a bit. So that tells me, you know what? Okay, what is the bookmaker? My good friend Ross Benjamin says all the time, think like a bookmaker. And what is the bookmaker seeing that I'm not seeing? I'm seeing an A-type team that's bullish, that has a confidence level of 85% compared to a team that's bearish, confidence level of 28, and a C-type team. The only thing I can think of is from a contrarian way of thinking is that this is a play against the public. This is like, the bookmaker knows that everybody's going to be on Cleveland, and they think Boston is the play here. And that's why from a situational timing position, I don't think this is a good game to bet on. All right, Orlando against Atlanta. Again, I don't think this is a good game to bet on. You got a C on a C-type crime. You got two teams that are bearish. You can't trust them. The line value, I had the Magic at 10.5. I had Atlanta at 1.4, and they're minus 7.5. So Atlanta overvalued here tonight, and you're not getting value on the Magic. But again, here's the thing. The reason why I'm doing this exercise in this segment is because not every game's a Picasso. And the thing is, and I said at the top of the show, right? Gamblers just want to bet. And unfortunately for gamblers, they want to force plays, like Johnny says, right? They want to put the square peg in the round hole all the time, even though they know it's not probably a good game to bet on. And that's where you got to be selective as a gambler and a bettor, and just say, you know what? Am I really betting this game thinking I have a really good chance of winning, or am I forcing this play because I think I need, I want to scratch that itch and I need to put, it's on TV and it's my team and I want to bet it, right? Those are things you got to ask yourself. And from a STP, this is not a good game to bet on tonight. Now, this game here, the Denver against Oklahoma, you got a B against a C which are two teams in a neutral state. Now, that's what I like. I like the fact that they're both neutral. The confidence level of both teams at 57%. And the confidence, I'm talking about not about the team. I'm talking about the market psychology on how people feel about Denver right now. It's all, the old Janet Jackson song, right? What have you done for me now, lately? And right now, December 22nd, if you think of the Denver Nuggets right now from a market psychology, a market public confidence level, it's at 57%. It's like Bitcoin, right? The Bitcoin, the fear factor, if you go to there's these chart, the Bitcoin fear is at 27. This is the same type of thing. The Denver fear is at 57, which is good. So it's not greed yet. It's neutral, and that's why we call it neutral. And 57 right there is neutral for Oklahoma. I think this is a good game to bet on. And, okay, you're probably saying, okay, you're telling me it's a good game to bet on, but who should I bet? That's not the objective of this segment. The objective is to tell you this is a good game to bet on. If you want to bet on this game, this is a good game to bet on where you and the bookmaker are on balance action. It's neutral. The market psychology is good for both teams. I think this is the best game on the board so far to bet on. And, personally, I do like Oklahoma in this spot so far. Houston against Milwaukee. Is this a good game to bet on? You got a C against a B. You got Milwaukee favored by 9.5. Milwaukee is neutral. The public confidence level is at 42 compared to 28. Now, Houston's at 28. Bearish team against a neutral type team. You're getting an overvalued Milwaukee team, 9.5. And I don't think this is a good game to bet on. And because, you got a team in Houston who's bearish, right? They're bearish right now. And when I look at Houston so far on the road this year, 3-14 straight up. 3-14 straight up on the road. I don't think this is a good game to bet on. Toronto against Chicago. You got a C against an A. Do I think this is a good game to bet on? Had Toronto had all their guys, yeah, it would be a great game to bet on, but it wouldn't be a 10.5 point line. It'd probably be around 4.5, 5, right? So I don't think this is a good game to bet on either because I don't think Toronto they're not bringing all their guys, so you don't know what you're going to expect with the bench players and some of the G guys they brought up, right? The G League guys. All right, Clippers against Sacramento, a B against a C, 5.5 point favorite. Confidence level is at 57. 28 is the confidence level from the market public for the Sacramento Kings. You got a bearish against a neutral. So you got a bear team who's a C-type team. Again, I don't think you're getting, but the only good news is you got Sacramento at home. They're 7-9 against a 4-7. So of all the teams, of all the games that I think that are probably bettable tonight, the three that I say you might have a shot of if I were to play a game that I handicap and I'd probably recommend, I think this game would be something I look at because, again, I just don't know what the bookmaker sees here at 5.5. I think this is the best game on the board for you and the bookmaker to be even. And then the Clippers, Sacramento. The only reason I think this might be a good game to bet on is because Clippers are 4-7 on the road compared to 7-9 for Sacramento at home. And let me see here. So here's the Clippers against C-type teams are 6-3, and the Clippers, Sacramento against B-type teams are 5-4. So you know what, this could be a good game to bet on. All right, what do you guys think? Again, let me know what you think is the best game on the board here to bet using the STP, the situational timing position of both the teams, right? And again, it's about what kind of money you're going to lay. If I'm going to, in my action investment, if I were to play beer and pizza money games, it'd probably be this game here and this game here for beer and pizza money. And if I'm going to play real money, and then this is the game I'm probably looking at. But the only thing is, that's what's holding me back from making that a $500 bet. And it might be just, a $100 bet. But I don't like betting on C-type teams. I do think Oklahoma is the spot in this place. But that's the thing about sports betting, right? You can have 5-6 games on the board, but you got to go and really look into the position, the timings of all the teams to see if this is a good bet here tonight on this game to make money. All right, let me know what you think. Put your comments into the bullpen. I don't see a lot of comments. You guys are all over the place there. I think I'm putting you to sleep. But again, this is what, when I set out to do this show, I didn't want to be a show to just sit here and be the news anchor guy that gives you the score forecast all the time. All right, Cleveland, Boston, 92-82. Orlando, 42-62. No, you know what? This is a show about rolling up your sleeves and getting down and getting dirty into the numbers, right? Hey, dirty Gertie. That's what we do here. Dirty Gertie gets into the numbers. All right, let's take a look at the next thing on the schedule, and that's the Ats Calculator. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through all the NBA games, and I'm going to give you the forecast of the NBA games, and then I'm going to write them down too. So this way, I'll do my research tomorrow, and I'll see what we like. Heavy lean to over Nuggets Thunder, says Andrew Cole, but I'll wait till later to bet, maybe because he wants a better number. But let's take a look at the NBA, and let's take a look at Cleveland. Cleveland against Boston. Let's see what the old, probably said Cleveland though, right? The away team, 8.05. 8.05, and the total, 205.99. All right. Orlando against Atlanta. Let's do Orlando. Orlando Pace. Remember Orlando Pace? The great offensive lineman at Ohio State. Orlando Pace against Atlanta. Orlando against Atlanta. Home team, 11.2 and 210.89. And the total in that game's 215 and Atlanta -5. And the Boston game -6. And the total's 211.5. And we had 205. So under and Cleveland, and then Atlanta and the under. And so far, if you're using the numbers, if you're comparing the lines to the numbers, right? All right, Denver. All right, this is the game I want to see. Denver against Oklahoma City. Let me see if this is the one that pushes me to take it. Ooh, not good. 9.3. And C. That's what I mean. C-type teams, right? Like an old high school sweetheart. You can't trust them. 2.5.99. So it does like it to go under the total. All right, that's too bad. I was really liking the Thunder here. But you know what? Thunder, oh boy. Yeah, you know what? Thunder at home this year, 5-10. Denver 7-9. And let me see here. C-type teams. Denver against C-type teams, 6-4. Oklahoma against B-type teams, 3-4. So not a, but you know what? Sometimes it just, again, you can't force plays, right? Like Johnny says, you can't put a square peg in a round hole. Houston, that's a good one, Johnny. I like that. I'm going to use that a lot. Milwaukee, how are we doing on time here? 55, yep. You know what? It's impossible to do a half-hour show. I just got to learn to live with it. Hey, my wife will say, "Oh, your show's too long." I can't help it. It is what it is, right? Hey, that's why I love my wife. She's always my soundboard. Hey, she's my business partner. 9. Okay, what game was it doing again here? Houston, Milwaukee. All right, 9.61 and 220.38. All right, pretty good there. And let's go to Toronto. There, yeah, the Raptors. See this Raptors. See, COVID's really thrown a wrench into sports betting, right? People now you have a different feeling. Look at that. See, normally Toronto would, the numbers favor the Raptors in this spot. Believe it or not, it favors the Raptors. 1.53, 214. Wow, that's pretty amazing when you think about it. A C against an A. Oh, 106, 109. Let me see. Do I got the right? Yeah, 106. And then what's making the Raptors so good? 108, 107, 105, 106. All right. Pretty good. Hey, that's why you crunch the numbers, right? Perception versus reality. And that's a perfect example of perception versus reality right there. LA Clippers taking on the Sacramento Kings. All right, Sacramento. And in case you're wondering, I'm wearing my Boston Red Sox shirt. It's sacrilegious to wear a Yankee hat with my my Red Sox shirt. That's one thing I'll never do. I'll never wear my Yankee hat with my Boston, my Yankee sweatshirt, my Boston hat, or my Red Sox sweatshirt with a Yankee hat. Hey, that's sacrilegious right there. You can't do that. All right, so we'd like the Clippers, 2.39, and then 218.32. All right. Let me see here. What do you guys got? You got any LOL coach says Prince basket? I don't know what he's laughing at, but let's all right. Weather is good for Army game. Maybe gusts up to 20, says Isaiah. From this chat, let me see. Lots of sharp live on Army under. Clint Capella ruled out now. This is Daryl Turner, his other brother Daryl. Let me see here. Steph said something. Where are your numbers from? All right. Apologies. All right, you need a gopher hat, Ron. Yeah. Hey, roll the boat, right? PJ Fleck, roll the boat at the Minnesota Gophers. All right, let's go to bballpicks.com. Let's make our selections. Now, folks, you're invited to come here each and every day to make your picks at bballpicks.com. You can follow my selections. You just go to most followed. Look for the Jordan logo right down here, Ronnie Ray. Follow my picks, and you can go to your following page, and then you can see everybody you're following what their picks are doing, right? All right, so let's go make my picks right now. Atlanta against Orlando. Now, this is straight up. This is not against the point spread. I'm going to lean with the Hawks at 57. Cleveland, you know what? I'm really torn between the, like, everything points towards Cleveland against the point spread, but the line, something tells me, I think Boston wins, but they don't cover. That's a safe thing to say. I'm going to go 52%. I'm going to go 52%. I think Boston wins because I think the bookmakers know something we don't, and no Jared Allen, right? I think the Bulls win here. I think Milwaukee wins this one. I'm going to go with the upset here. I think Oklahoma, the upset, but very low. And I'm going to go with the Clippers, 57. And those are my selections. And the thing is, when you do this straight up, you can't always take favorites. You got to really go and take shots on underdogs, right? So that's what I'm going to do. And those are my selections today at bballpicks.com. All right, no hockey picks. That's too bad. There's nothing we can do here today in hockey. But, pretty good show. If you think it was a good show here today, guys, just give me a thumbs up and be much appreciated. And if you are new to the Ram Report and you want to see more of the show, you can always catch the replay right here on our YouTube channel, or you can go to our website, atsstats.com, and I normally post the show here on the front page. And, that was the show today in a nutshell. But, let me know. I need your feedback. Sometimes people, they don't, I feed off your feedback, right? If you guys give me good feedback and ways to improve the show, and I'll give you a good example on what I do with good feedback. So about last year, about this time, let me go to NBA. I'm going to show you something. So last year in the NBA, if I go right here to the any of the games, I'll take any of the games. And somebody said to me, he goes, "Hey, Ron, you're B neutral and you're C neutral. How about you give us the number of days they've been neutral and in bullish or bear?" And I said, you know what? That's a really good idea, because now it tells me, is it a short-term neutral or long-term neutral, right? So that's the type of feedback that if I can get from the audience and the sports bettors, then that's really what I'm looking for. Get in the Discord, coach. Yeah, you know what? The times, I'm just so busy during the day, and I don't know when you guys are in the Discord. And I'll try to get in. I'll get Sniper to get me on there. But when are you guys on? In the day, the night? Maybe I'll go there in the night or something, because during the day I'm just working and I just I forget about it sometimes, right? But let me know when's a good time to go into Discord, and we'll get it on there. All right, let me see here. What's tonight? Yep, there you go. That's a wrap. That's a wrap for a hump day, December 22nd. You believe it already? So 2 more days. We're going to go tomorrow. Actually, no, tomorrow, last day. Yep, losing my track of my days. So tomorrow will be the last day until the Christmas break. Then I'll be back next Monday. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in to the Raymond Report. Again, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And if you're interested in my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, you can get it right here at the Raymond Report. And go to Tools, go to 50 Sports Betting Secrets. Oh, I forgot. Almost forgot. Today's free tip sheet of the day. Hey, can't let my good friends, the horse racing industry, down, because I'm going to be playing the horses today at Gulfstream Park. So if you want the free tip sheet today for Gulfstream Park, this is my tip sheet that I give out for free each and every day. And if you go to the premium tip sheet, we got all the racetrack going today, and you can get it right here at atsstats.com. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your hump day Wednesday. In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll catch you back here on the Rain Report tomorrow, Thursday, December 23rd. Cheers. And God bless you too, Armando. Thank you very much. day, Wednesday. In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll catch you back here on the Raymond Report tomorrow, Thursday, December 23rd. Cheers.